Hey guys, there's a lot of fraud happening in real estate. So let's talk today about the 4 most common frauds that you are seeing happen in the real estate industry. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate. Hey, nice to meet you. If you're new to my channel, I'm Kelley Norton, the AZ Realty lady. I'm a Valley native and a real estate agent of over 22 years right here in Phoenix. And I can't believe it's been that long. It might be aging me. But anyhow, let's dive into what you need to know about the 4 most common ways that these freaking scam artists are hurting people right now. So let's talk about first, and this is in no particular order, but let's talk about first wire fraud. So as a buyer, when you purchase a home from a seller, first way that wiring money might come into play would be with your earnest money. So you get a contract accepted, and then you have to send this, usually, and not always, but usually roughly 1% of the purchase price will go towards your closing costs and deposits, but it's going to be held at the title company in case you were to breach the contract. You can wire transfer those funds, and what can happen is you can get an email that's coming from one of these scam artists that's telling you where to send your money. So the way that you can avoid this, number one, use a cashier's check or money order or personal check, and we can hand deliver that to the title company. So the other way that you can help prevent this would be to communicate with the escrow officer on the phone from the phone number that is on your real estate contract, the one that you know that your realtor or the other realtor has as the main line of communication to that escrow officer. So just confirm those wiring instructions over the phone. Best way to be careful. And I know wiring is so much easier than having to write a check and then have a courier or get the check to me and then me get it to title. I get it. It's a lot more convenient, especially if you're out of state. So if you're wiring, just make sure to keep this in mind and be a little safer. Number 2 is going to be deed or title fraud. So this is really going to affect the homeowner, the seller. So we are seeing this now where the target is vacant property or property where there's no mortgage on the home, because there's less red flags that can be created if there's no mortgage and no one really watching that deed or title. So what happens is these fraudsters, and they get really angry, but these fraudsters will try and sell the property. So you'll see an ad out either for sale by owner to sell these properties. And another way is that they're going to reach out to real estate agents and have someone list the property for them. Unfortunately, in a limited inventory environment, when it's really hard to find homes and hard to find land, you have real estate agents that will take listings that they might not normally take, even if they don't have experience in them. And you'll also have buyers that will just want to find things online because it seems like an easier way to go since they're not having luck the traditional way. If it's too good to be true, it probably is. Always remember that. But a lot of times they'll call up these agents, and I have actually heard of a few of these going through. So what happens is they end up selling the property that somebody else owns. And you got to be really careful with this. Make sure that you have a real estate agent that can help you identify red flags. And you also want to make sure that you reach out to the title company and have them do some research and some digging. That's what we do for you as a buyer's agent or a listing agent. When you're calling me up to list your property, I'm going to engage a title company. We're going to do some preliminary because I want to make sure you truly are the person that's selling the home. And for a buyer, we want to make sure that the person we're in contract with is the actual legal owner. So number 3 fraud that can happen in real estate is going to be rental fraud. This has been going on for a long time. Some of these red flags that you'll notice are going to be, number 1, they want you to send them a deposit and then they're going to send you back something else. So that's if you have the listing and that person is the tenant. They're going to send you money and they want you to send something back to them. Nope. Don't go for that. So that has been going on, I would say, for about 15 to 20 years now. I saw it when I was early in real estate and even had people call me on my own rental properties way back when that were doing that. Now, the other one is when you are the tenant and you are looking for a property. In the market like we're in now, there's limited inventory in the rental market as well. And rental prices are high. So what happens is they price it a little bit lower and they're taking an old listing or a home that's for sale on the market. So it's showing on Zillow or it's showing somewhere else, and they're going to market this as a rental. And so what happens is you think that you're sending in a deposit on a property to reserve it or rent it. And really you're giving your money to a fraud scam artist and beep, 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 all the words that I can describe for them. So you have to be really careful. Make sure you have a real estate agent you trust. We can help you find a rental. But just going on Craigslist or going on Zillow, going on these sites, that is not going to guarantee you that you're dealing with an owner. It could be somebody that I would say like hijacked the listing is probably the best way to describe it. And now they're trying to pose as the owner or someone acting as a representative to collect the money to reserve it. They'll say that it's really, really popular and you need to send in a reserve deposit. So be very, very careful with that. Another way to kind of check, and I've had a couple clients that will send me a rental that they were interested in, and I'll look at the pictures. It's the exact same pictures as when the home was sold to the current owner. So why wouldn't they have pictures that are their own pictures, not the prior realtor's pictures? Mind you, not their realtor either. It would have been the prior seller's realtor's photos. So if the photos are not, are not different, that could be a red flag as well. That is hijacking the photos in the listing to use it for their benefit. Okay, so the final and fourth one we're going to talk about today has to do with a home that's under contract, and it's really affecting home inspectors and sellers. So what's happening is these fraudsters will actually call up and act like they need a home inspection done on a property. And they are having the inspectors show up at properties that we have listed. I had it happen on one of my own listings. So the inspector will show up there to do the home inspection and no one's there. I'm still uncertain what the motive behind that is. I've heard from some of the inspectors that they offer to like pay them, overpay them, and then they want some money back, and then it ends up being a bad check. Once they end up getting their money back, then they got your money and you didn't get any. So you got to be really careful with these things. As a seller, it affects you because here you are, you're out of the inspection period, and all of a sudden there's home inspectors showing up at your door all the time. And I actually fielded about 35 calls from home inspectors. And again, it's not the home inspectors that's the one that is fraudulent. The home inspectors have been duped. So they've been called out to these houses. They're wasting their gas, their money. And we even had one where this guy drove like an hour and 10 minutes to go over to one of my listings and never called me ahead of time to make sure that this was a legit sale. So if you're a home inspector, one thing to do would be, if you get an inspection scheduled, call the realtor that is listed in the MLS. A lot of times these scammers will say, oh, I'm the seller, I'm a for sale by owner. They'll just say a bunch of things that don't quite add up, and they will never want to give you a contact number to a listing agent. They'll have an excuse for everything. I hope that this was an eye-opening video for you, but also educational to just help protect you in your process of buying or selling a home here in the Phoenix and surrounding areas. Again, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, and I help people that look to relocate to or within Phoenix and the surrounding areas. If I can help you, just like I've helped tons of other people from YouTube and social media, please call me or text me. It is the best way to reach me, and I look forward to meeting you soon. Take care.